Life after death. We do not die but pass into another world, into a new life. Life after clinical death, an eyewitness's story.
Had to understand that the experience's time frame is approximate because I am unaware of the exact hour or days. I was not fully conscious for those days since I hadn't been very aware in the above mentioned 3 days. During the brain surgery, I was dead for about 3 minutes, as I was being told at that time because I was having to rectify life-threatening damage to my skull. I had no idea what had happened to my physical body during this period until I awoke in the actual world, saw the light, and followed it. It's been said that you shouldn't follow the light. However, you don't have much of a choice. Either you follow the light or you'll be trapped there till you wake up. If that's the case, as a result, I followed, emerging someplace beyond the doorway. I approached the closest sheriff and won't actually try to say my first name. When the sheriff ordered, "Follow me," he merely grinned. "They want to talk to you." That's exactly what I did. We entered through the gates, and I was immediately sent to the room where the angels were, where I took a seat across from them at a desk. The desk was devoid of any clutter. I can't recall anything I talked about with them to this day, but I have a feeling it was a lengthy chat. If it's between friends, there's one option. I do recall certain details. Most that they informed me up front that I wouldn't remember most of what we discussed. What I do recall from the midst of the conversation, bear in mind that I was unaware at the time that my father had died in a car accident in which we had just been involved. We were on a journey to get something to eat, like we often did. He'd also been driving. I recall the angel saying to me, "Do not be concerned. You may not be held here. I don't want you to come home yet because you have a lot to live for." In answer to my query, he said this: "It's true that I'm lifeless and my life below." They suddenly grinned, and the father grinned as he moved to stand at their side. It was his normal sly, surprise-inducing grin. It also exuded a great deal of pride. My father just stated, "I'm back." "Daniel is going to miss you," I said. "I'll do the same." Daniel, my younger brother, was 17 at the moment of the tragedy. My father just stated, "Look after him while you can." Of course I would, as I stated. The angels then stated, "Your father talked to me recently and did not desire for you to die." I granted his request and spent more time talking with the angel and my dad. I have no recollection of this section, but I have a hazy impression that we were simply chatting about it and that they're still soothing me. My memory returns to the moment where I reveal my fear of resuming my life. I believe I said something along the lines of, "I'd love getting back down and look on Daniel," and I hugged my dad and goodbye. I recall the embrace well, especially when I hugged the angels. As I was taken back, the murmur into my ear, "You won't recall all we discussed, but don't be concerned. And when the time comes, you'll recall everything you need to learn about life. And when you pass heaven's threshold again, you'll recall everything."
See also other interesting videos about life after death on our channel.